We are back, everybody, in more than one way, too. Atlanta United Fan TV is back for another season, and Atlanta United is also apparently back for another season. That was a anxiety-inducing game. Didn't expect it to be like that. Definitely didn't expect it to be like that. Expected us to take care of business a little bit more thoroughly. A little bit more with swagger, style, putting the league on notice. But unfortunately, we conceded twice. One at least, in being indicative of something very egregious and very troubling that we'll get into. Man, that far post keeps killing us year after year. We need to do something about it. But the way we play, the way we deploy our tactics kind of make it hard to do so. Hey, but we won our opening game 3-2, a lot of goals. One of them was a little kind of silly, a bobble from their goalie, but we'll take that. We take those here. How's everyone doing tonight? Strong says, woot. The Kung Fu says, vamos. Almost a hat tricky for the debut. Ty Ellis is so happy I copped a Latte Lath jersey while at the meet and greet and got it signed by the legend himself. Yeah, I think those jerseys are going to start flying off the racks. Obviously, we know the Almiron's ones are going to be. That's probably the one I'm going to be getting. Haven't gotten mine yet. Whew. I'm still kind of coming down from the high. I know it's been a while since the game ended, but it's still there. We haven't had soccer in a hot minute. So yeah, it takes me a second to get back attuned. Come on in, everybody. The ATL guy says, what a game, but man, there were some nervy moments. There were a lot of nervy moments. Way too many, in my estimation. For going up a team like Montreal, should not have been this nervy. This is the easy game of our schedule, at least for now. This was the one we definitely needed to get points out of. All right. Well, let's get right into the show, guys. Let's all say hi to AJ. Just fresh back from the stadium. Maybe not fresh, maybe kind of sweaty. I don't know how much partying, how much craziness he did.
It ain't sweaty when it's 39 degrees, but it is definitely a great time. And ooh, the atmosphere is back, ladies and gentlemen. It is an incredible feeling being back in there when people are palpably, absolutely thrilled to be there. You can feel it. I mean, the halftime meetup, yeah, it's a different energy. And I mean, yeah, like the march, the tailgate. Oh, this is 2017, 2018 levels. It is loud. It is energetic. There's people coming to the tailgate because they know it's gonna be an experience. And I'm getting chills. I was getting chills there, getting chills talking about it now.
Yeah.
It's eerily similar.
It definitely, now, all intents and purposes, it feels like it. Like watching from the TV, it even feels like it.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's every attack. When there's a loose ball, the boys are running. And there's running mates. There's at least 3 guys that are running together on pretty much every loose ball. You know, and Miggy, Latte Lath, Saba, oof. Once they get clicking, once they know where each other are going to be, it's going to be really exciting. because Miggy, he's lobbing some balls over the top, kind of just hoping, seeing if Latte Lath can get on the end of him, and he did on some of them. And that first goal, just so tasty.
Mm-hmm.
Like Saba putting it on a plate, and Latte Lath able to jump like a salmon, sting like a bee. Just some beautiful stuff. Out jumping his marker. I mean, he's shorter than Miggy.
Yeah, he's not a tall guy, but that guy can get. He's got bunnies.
Exactly. It's all other things that are eerily similar.
Mm-hmm.
Jumping higher than your marker, scoring with your weak foot. There's another player that also celebrated the very same way.
Mm-hmm.
A number 7, a Joseph Martinez. It is. I mean, guys, it's our defense needs work, but this attack is just getting started.
Mm-hmm.
And Miggy with the kind of headed layoff into the box, just causing chaos from that cross. And a poacher's goal from Latte Lath. Just, he knows exactly where he needs to be. And he's only trained with the team for 2 weeks. This is exciting stuff.
Absolutely.
And it's kind of like that first match against the Red Bulls. It's kind of like that. Not exactly the same, obviously, because we won. But there is this, just edge of your seat on almost every attack. And you remember in previous years where we had so much trouble getting into the box.
Yeah.
There's no trouble getting in the box. I mean, yes, this is a Montreal side that's not really maybe the best in defense. But, yeah. Miggy, he's fighting off markers, sometimes 2 at the same time. And there's quick play. It's one-touch football. In and around the box. Like, this is... Man. Miguel Miron, his reception inside the stadium tonight blew the stadium roof off. It wasn't even open. It was 39 degrees. But yeah, what a homecoming. It's a shame he didn't get a goal, but he got an assist.
Mm-hmm.
So he's the 4th player in Atlanta United history with 50 goal contributions, joining Julian Gressel, Thiago Almada, and Joseph Martinez. Like,
As he
it's
should.
just beautiful. As he should.
Yeah.
So, we can go into it more a little bit, but I think we should give some shouts out to some people.
Yeah, first off, we're going to touch on our Patreon contributing members at the highest tiers. Tonight we got Nick in the ATL leading the line up top. We got Gavin, we got Jeff Vanderland, and Drew. These are our top fans, our top Patreons. If you like to see your name on there too, let us know. Also, these patrons were privileged to be able to hang out a little bit with and ask direct questions with Greg Garza recently. So if that's something you want to do, talk to current or ex-pro players from Atlanta United, that's something we're gearing up to try and do more regularly. So please join up on that tier, which is the Kings of the South tier minimum to get into that. Just want to say thank you guys again for all your support, and everyone else at the other tiers as well. Thank you for your support as well. We can't do this without you guys, so very much appreciate it. With that, let's read a little bit of the chat before there's a couple of things I wanted to touch on that you just talked about. Bryson in the chat says, "What up, Mike? What's up?" He says he's in the Uber. Can't hear right now, but great atmosphere. Strong says the defense, they need the starters out. Yep. Kung Fu says Miggy back like he never left. Jack Dickens says opening day always just crazy it seems. Ty Ellis says, not gonna lie, Saab was kind of disappointing. Yeah, he had a lot of disconnection with the rest of the team, it seemed, in this, except for obviously his corner assist, but I mean, you don't need to be on that much of the same page to nail those. But yeah, it was a little disheartening seeing him not pick his head up some key moments. This game could have been 4 or 5-2, with some of those chances having had more cooperation between the attacking front line. Unfortunately, they're not there yet. Hopefully they will be. But yeah, imagine, I mean, just that, you know, this isn't Saba anymore, but that Sleesh pass, if that got off to Miguel,
yeah,
that's another 2018-esque goal right there.
He telegraphed it a little bit. It was kind of obvious he was always going to try to, at least square it, but couldn't. He tried to through ball it, couldn't. He probably should have just lobbed it over, really. I mean, little ball over the top. Miguel Almiron could get on the end of those. Yeah. So, yeah, hopefully there's a little bit more connection with knowing how players play. Yeah, there was one ball from Saba to Moranchuk, and yeah, it was a little heavy, but I mean, Moranchuk is not the fleetest of foot. So he's never going to get on the end of a through ball, really. So there just needs to be a little bit more connection, I think, in terms of how these players like to receive so that they can do maximum damage. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I feel like it's probably, I mean, this is hindsight, obviously. Saba probably could have played a 1-2 with Moranchuk instead and then gotten in behind himself. Yep. That might be better because he's way pacier. But hey, it's that. But yeah, 5-goal thriller, not exactly always the best thing, but this might be kind of what we're gonna be in store for. Kind of that
perhaps that, yeah.
Darren Eales ethos of early years. We're gonna win these 3-2. Defense be damned.
Yeah.
Until we can have starters.
Exactly. And this is okay. I mean, if our offense can make up for when we are weak temporarily on defense, then that's excellent. And then when we're, firing all cylinders and we go up against the top brass of MLS, we should be able to hold our own now. So I'm really looking forward to that, seeing this fully operational battle station eventually, and seeing how it fares against the likes of the top teams in the league. So that'll be really exciting. Yeah, right now it's just, can we outshoot the other team, because our defense is very leaky at the moment.
Okay. Outshoot them we did, because Evan Mosquera, I mean, against tired legs, but also the quality of that shot. Never in my wildest days have predicted that to happen this game. Yeah, because, I mean, he scored some curlers, but this was a banger. This one, yeah, ooh. The missile, essentially, the ball striking on this, chef's kiss. Yeah. Well done. Take a bow, Mosquera. Often maligned, but deserves his plaudits for the winner tonight. And I mean, yes, Latte Lath deserves probably the most of the I guess, what's the word, most of everyone's just awe in the sense, but take
admiration.
Nothing away. Admiration, yeah, that could be the word. But in admiration, there was Ronnie Dyla pretty much called him, like a complete striker, right foot, left foot, can get up like Air Jordan. I mean, it really is. It's there's something awry though in the height of these players, because there was a video of Brooks Lennon and Miguel Almiron when he was being welcomed back into the team with all the slaps on the head. And Brooks Lennon is supposedly 5'11". Miguel Mirona is supposedly 5'9". Miguel Mirona is at least 3 inches taller than Brooks Lennon.
In that video, yeah.
Something's wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, transfer market be damned when it comes to some of their stats on there sometimes.
it's not even them. It's everywhere. It's someone's not telling the truth about their height. But,
Yeah.
but anyway, I
All right.
digress.
Let me get through some more of these, and then we'll get to our first guest on tonight, because we got a lot of comments tonight, which is good. Good to see you guys in the chat coming out for our first game. Bryson says, saw AJ out at the tailgate killing it. All right. AJ was out at the tailgate killing it today. All right. Kung Fu says, we need Saba or a third person to step in, and we are strong onward. I mean, Saba will. I mean, we know he's hot and cold. He'll get hot again. He'll figure it out with the other players. It's just gonna take a little bit. Ty Ellis says, first game of the season though, not expecting much. We'll slowly start to click. Yeah, if this is us not clicking yet, I'm here for it. Bryson also says, so we are gonna be great, but we were so sloppy. Well, yeah. I mean, I think the potential is very clearly there. It's just, fixing some things up and having some certain players return to their starting positions. Fishboy2 says, Atl here. Hey, dude. He's on our Discord, by the way. Join our Discord. I'll put it in the chat eventually if I remember tonight. If not, someone else will, hopefully. Maybe if there's a mod around, that would be great. Thank you. And yeah, that's...
There's also in the description. So
in the description.
Scroll down.
Hopefully that link is still live. Tell me if it's not. Atl is also a purveyor of Atlanta United podcasts, and he has his own, so he might be able to drop the name of that in the chat for you guys here. Ty Ellis says, Moranchuk was playing super solid tonight. Loved his play. Yeah, he looked better than last season so far, so I'm happy to see that some improvement. Jack Dickens says, I couldn't stop smiling seeing Almiron. Just still does not feel real. Yeah, I agree. It does feel like a fever dream a bit. Bryson says, still think Moranchuk and Miggy need to figure out the rhythm. Yeah, I mean, they all do. Like on the attacking front, we all think that, I believe. Ty says, I thought he was taking a sip of a latte. Oh, with the picture, not the Smoking Joe, but the taking a sip of a latte. Could be. Like I said, with the picture, it could have gone multiple ways for me. I wasn't sold that it was Smoking Joe, but it looks like it too, so who knows. I guess he had to be there. Bryson said midfield was solid. Yeah, like the addition of Click as a metronome there is super important. He played a lot of safe balls tonight, which is what you'd want to see from someone like him. Ty also says Moranchuk played super well for me, in my opinion, tonight. Very composed on the ball. Jack says Edwards at right back was not good at all to me. It's like, well, yeah, he was never really supposed to be the guy, and he, talking about playing safe, didn't really tonight. He tried to make things happen. He tried to push the narrative, and sometimes it came back to bite him in the butt because of his inexperience. So, like, I applaud him. He's trying to make a name for himself and stand out, but fortunately, he's not that guy yet. So maybe we need him to play a little bit safer. Tyler says, called Edwin's goal. Not gonna lie, Edwin is like Jota off the bench for Liverpool. Yeah, he is all over the place, man. I don't know if I'm gonna say it, but like he's that goal though.
Yeah. Yeah, Jota is a little bit different for sure, because he can play across the front three or really all four positions. But Mascara, a little bit more limited, but yeah, definitely I think more in the line of let's see, maybe like Lennon on Everton, maybe, or but yeah, obviously, the paciness, the pace merchant part of his game is the most thing of note. But yeah, calling his goal, applaud you if you did. Call more goals.
Yeah, please do. Ty Ellis also says we need both our wingbacks back. That's right. Bryson says, agreed. Just think he found himself in the same spaces Miggy was trying to occupy. I did think Sabo was often finding himself in similar spaces that Miggy was playing at. They kind of oversaturated some areas, which we kind of knew was going to happen.
Right. Miggy's not playing right wing. He's not. He's just, occasionally he's showing up there, but he's pretty much trying to connect with Moranchuk and Saba on the left there. And I think you might see a little bit more switching, and Saba might find some joy on the right a little bit more, realizing that, okay, yeah, Miggy's in my backyard, so where can I find space? And then, of course, they have their defensive jobs, but I think they're quick enough to be able to track back, be in the right position. So, yeah, not the worst.
Level 10 says the moments of magic with the front four with such little playing time together is something exciting to see. Can't wait to see what the chemistry brings. The DRT vlog says back from the game, y'all. Bryson says agreed, desperately need the wingbacks to fill that space that's open. Ty says Saba was doing a little bit too much for me. I was disappointed in his play tonight. Like I said before though, it's the first game. Kyle says, Latte Lath and Miggy wants to play quickly. Saba has to give up the ball. Stian was a little suspect on the ball. He had at least one goof up tonight. And I mean, the first goal was not on Stian. I'm not going in that direction, but I just need to talk about it for a second. We had like 4 or 5 guys. We had 4 guys on like the near post and a 5th guy, Ronald, trying to track the middle runner, leaving the back post runner completely open, which of course that's where the ball's going to go. It's always where the ball's going to go. I don't know why we always stack guys like crazy at the front post and it almost never does anything for it. It's starting to get very obnoxious to me.
Starting to. It's that. It's a...
because I'm waiting for it to be corrected and it just isn't. So then it's like, okay, now it's starting to really get to me.
Yeah, it's the tendencies of most teams, I think, to ball watch. And yeah, you just get drawn into where the ball is. But, I mean, does it excuse it? No. It has been a symptom for LA United for years, no matter who we bring in. And yeah, you start to wonder what the fix really is, but that's why you cross the ball. So
yeah.
You switch the point of play, and everyone, doesn't always track to where they need to be.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I hinted at the beginning of the episode, it's part of a tactic issue in my opinion, in terms of when you play with wing backs, when you play with the fullbacks that are going up and down like crazy, they don't get back in time a lot of times to defend those types of back post runs. That oftentimes is that fullback that should be back there to guard that, but he's just not, because we're playing so far up, so high up. You can't really expect him. Like Brooks would have never gotten back for that. We know that. And probably Amador would have struggled with it. So it is what it is. We know we play like that and we can't really do much about it. I think we might just have to gamble in that our attack can make up for it, that liability. But I suspect we'll see teams harp on that a lot on us, especially when they know one of our center backs or fullbacks is a inexperienced player. They push down that side over and over and over again, and then back post cross all day long, and it seems to work. Let's see. So yeah, and also about Stian, he was getting a little bossed tonight by Prince. Prince kind of had his number. I think at one point, I believe I remember seeing Stian kind of almost throwing Prince to the ground early in the game, and that kind of set the tone of Prince going like, excuse me? And then he got a chip on his shoulder, and then he really showed up because of that. So that was a little rough seeing Stian get bossed after him originally doing the original bossing. So hopefully that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, and it also, I think the ref was letting a lot go, which didn't help those matters. So that won't happen every single match. But yes, Gregerson, losing a physical battle is an anomaly for sure.
Oro Sales 1213 says defense. Let's get this fixed ASAP. Edgar, Hernandez says going forward.
On that,
oh yeah, go for it.
Yeah, on that's difficult when it's makeshift defense.
Yeah.
You have, Edwards, pretty much a homegrown. He's learning his craft still. Ronald Hernandez, never known as a defensively stout player, rather. So yeah, you have that. Luis Abram. You have some areas that aren't always the top tier. So yeah, I think if you have Sion Gregerson, Derek Williams, Pedro Amador, Brooks Lennon, it looks probably a little bit better. It's probably at least the scoreline that Michael predicted. So, it wasn't that far off. Like, you had 4 goals. I mean, I had a clean sheet. Probably ill-advised. Yeah. But we've got Nile.
We have got Nile. We're gonna see. We have a new fan reaction slide now, guys. It's no longer Gigi. And then I guess they aren't loading for some reason, those cameras. Why are they not loading over there? So they might load. Hopefully, they are on my OBS screen, but for some reason they're not over there. So let's give them a minute, I guess. Yep, they are not loading for some reason.
Oh, they gotta warm up.
That's fun. Yeah, maybe they have to warm up. Yeah, try and
be on the sidelines a little bit.
Massage them a little bit or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sensual. Wow.
Yeah. Okay, there they go. I guess hitting transition for the 100th time is what does it. Okay, so we're back in business. Technology's great.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, Nile, how you doing?
My king. Anyway, yep. Nile, welcome in, man.
Good to be back. Yeah, feeling good and nice to get the win. It was less comfortable than I had hoped it would be, but yeah, win's a win, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's we go up, we console. We go up, we concede a goal. But Edwin Mosquera, come on down. He probably, not the most unlikely, but I think of the attackers, probably the least likely.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, but yeah, how'd you find the game in terms of feeling going in, and then that first half?
I felt pretty good going in. First half it was, I think, maybe a bit slow in the beginning. Still trying to I think the team's obviously still trying to gel. But towards the end of the first half, I was happy because Latte Lath got the goal, so it was a good way to close the half, being 1-0 up compared to being 0-0. So that I thought was gonna be a massive confidence boost. But then second half, we kind of just we look like we're still in the locker room at halftime or something like that, because the way we conceded right after we score a goal is just infuriating, man. That's something that that's something that has to be figured out. This team has so much attacking talent, but if you keep conceding goals, then it's not really gonna provide that much help for you.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is where if we face tougher competition, yes, there are going to be moments where we do not win 3-2. We might even lose if we continue to concede these type of goals.
Yeah.
Because they're not pretty. They're really not pretty. It's goals that are preventable, but you also have to switch on from the half, which definitely, I think.
Yeah. So one of the chatters wants Level 10 says center backs will get a real test against Zaha next week. So speaking of better attacks, how do you guys think we'll handle that?
I don't think it's a center back. He'll be a fullback, and probably a center back that has to maybe track over, or a midfielder. Yeah, it's gonna take 2, maybe 3.
Yeah,
to stop.
I'm not feeling great about that, to be honest. It's going to be away to Charlotte. Their place is probably going to be pretty packed as well. Not feeling that great about it, for being honest, especially with Amador still out, with Brooks still out. And especially with our defensive performance today, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, it might take maybe even Miggy, doubling up a little bit on him. So, yeah, he'll have to play some defense, and that might not be the best idea. But yeah,
I mean, if we can
like
get a
we
draw
still
out
have-
of it.
Possibly, yeah. Because Charlotte do look stacked, but let's stay on this game.
Yeah, yeah,
There's,
Hey, I just go where the chatters go, okay?
That's fair. But yeah, as far as the goals for you, Nile, which one gave you the most excite?
I would say the first goal, to be honest. I know Mosquera's goal was really nice, but the first goal for me, Latte Lath just jumped up like a salmon on that
Like a
goal.
salmon, yeah.
I was just gonna use it. Yep, like a salmon and things like.
I don't know,
Yep.
He pretty much okay. I'll say he jumped. The way he headed the ball in just reminded me of Joseph, right? Like the way he's not the tallest striker, but the way that he kind of just pounced in the air with his aerial ability, that's pretty good for a player of his size. And just the way that he got into the box at the right time for me, as well. So I think that was a pretty good goal.
Yeah, it's like he's bouncy out there, not just when he's jumping, but it's that kind of he's springy when he's on the ball, when he's pressing, and not only when he's on the ball, there's some moments where he's he's carrying the ball,
Right.
and it's this okay, yeah, I'm completely comfortable with him on the ball. There's nothing where I feel oh, okay, he should get rid of it quickly. No, he's finding the right man, making the right decision.
Yep.
It's
In the build-up.
it's unlike most of every striker that we've had except for Joseph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of another one that really was that comfortable on the ball.
No, because Gigi, for example, he was not comfortable with the doing hold-up play that much, and you're right. The only other person I could say was Joseph, but Latte Lath's hold-up ability is just something else. The way that he can hold onto the ball with his speed. One of his first shots that he had, he was making a huge run past some defenders, and he even had a chance to score a goal potentially, but it was just it's just one of those moves that gets you excited because of the way his pace and his just creativity, his vision. He's very much a type of player that I think fits this team perfectly.
Yeah, let's talk about his speed for a second. That guy, Jesus, watching him, there was some camera angles where it was at the field level watching him and running up against defenders and stuff. His movement speed, the way it looked faster than any player I've ever seen on our team before. It was incredible seeing how fast it was. It physically, you see a guy running fast all the time in soccer, but this is his body looks physically fast. It was incredible to see. He's like a true sprinter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, interesting. Faster than Tito?
I think perhaps, yeah, because the way this guy moved was a tried and true, technique form of a sprinter. The guy knows the mechanics of how to do it perfectly. It was impressive.
That's a tough.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely more talented than Tito. Unfortunately, yes, Tito is amazing, but yeah, there is a more controlled
element,
balance and body shape when he's running, when he's shooting. Yeah, it's less chaos. It's more, oh, he's about to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's when he has the ball, it almost every single time. Talk about butts off the seat. Okay, yeah, our butts are already off the seat in the stadium, but it's tippy toes.
Mm-hmm.
It's
happen.
Yeah, right. And your mouth is agape sometimes. You're just waiting for him to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And we have two players like that.
Yeah.
You baby.
It's exciting times.
Yeah. Like, what a difference a good window makes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only that, but like, you know, I remember J. Sam Jones was talking about this in one of his interviews with the MLS guys. He was saying how, like, yeah, this team is finally fast again. Like, we haven't had a fast team in a long time. And I'm like, it like, you know, you said, like, you know, what a window can do. What adding some freaking speed to a game that is predominantly needing speed can do for a team. You know what I mean?
It's true, yeah. We've been a, like, trotting type of team for quite a few years. I mean, not only because of GG, but yeah, the other types of strikers that we brought in. And unfortunately, when Joseph lost pace,
Yeah.
like, that's, you know, definitely kind of part of it. But, yeah. Forget all that. let's just ruminate on this. You know, like, this is, you know, this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
And this is what I mean, like, the whole 2017 feel, that first game. It's like, oh, this is what it might be like. And then when it clicks,
Yeah, the signs are already there. There just has to be. There's obviously some players that are out, so they need to come back. But once this team, I think, fully gels, oh man, that's gonna be something else. Because the building blocks, they're already there. You see the talent is clearly there in this team.
And they're well on their way too, with the exact right step they needed by winning this game to get their spirits and confidence high. So we don't have to worry about that mentality issue off the bat. And our top striker is scoring for fun. So now he feels confident too. Like, you know, that's a dream start, you know, versus, you know, compare that to if he hadn't scored this game, he starts getting frustrated, or if we lost and the team starts getting frustrated, mentality issues set in for the next game. And then, like, we get slammed by just a very composed Charlotte. Then all of a sudden we're 2 games down. Frustrations are setting it. Like, that could be a narrative. So this is the exact opposite. It's a dream start.
Yeah.
how dare you use the word slam in a negative word, a negative fashion?
All right, listen. The ATL guy in the chat says he's going to start saying Latte the Salmon Lath now because of you.
Oh,
Nice.
no.
Yeah. Hopefully that catches on.
We're gonna have
It's going to catch. It's going to catch.
You're right. We're gonna make fetch up, but in terms of, yeah, it's something like, okay, you know, the midfield still probably needs to like shield the defense a little bit better, but
that's something they have to work on as well. Because there were times where Montreal just on transition, like in the wide areas, they were really causing problems for Atlanta.
Yeah, it's a bit of that where there might need to be some tactical fouls, some smart fouling in the middle of the pitch, or in their, you know, in the attacking third, to make sure that
I think also just not giving away the ball. Like, there were too many times in the second half where I saw the team give away the ball right to Montreal, and it's like, that's exactly what you do not want to do.
Yeah.
Like, that's
a lack of continuity, lack of connection.
For sure. Yeah.
Let me get into this real quick. I'm going to bring up the Sofa score stats. This seems impossible. This Sofa score stat. Maybe their stats are wrong or something is going on. So, match overview, ball possession. Montreal wins 51%. It's not that big of a thing. And difference between first and second half literally is no difference. It's basically around the same for both. Expected goals. SofaScore has Montreal at a 2.4. They have basically a 0 in the first half. Second half a 2.32. Our expected goals overall 1.44. So according to stats, we kind of got dominated a little bit, but we just were more clinical.
Yeah, their chances were better than ours. They didn't have as many. We had more chances. We had more shots.
We had one more shot than them.
Oh, did it end up being that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we had more definitely at the half, but yeah, the second half wasn't the prettiest.
Yeah, I mean, the first half was all us in terms of stats. Second half was literally all them in terms of stats.
Yeah, it tracks because it's also basically there were 10 minutes. There were 10 minutes of stoppage, and that those.
Where
10
did
minutes,
that come from again? I don't recognize 10 minutes. Yeah.
Right. I mean, there were, we didn't even go to VAR for anything. We didn't have a major injury. Like,
there was the head
tops.
injury where you had to do that precaution stuff, but that was it.
That
was like 2 minutes. So
and where did
yeah,
10
I
come
think right,
No idea.
exactly. I think math serves to probably be about 5 or 6 minutes, but you know, we don't need to complain about the ref. Whatever. It's you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's also this something that we haven't talked about. Ronnie Dyla.
Yeah.
So it's one game, but you know, the second half being maybe thoroughly dominated a little bit in some respects. Did we leave our guys on too long? It was like the 82nd minute, maybe, I think, when subs were starting to get made.
I would say so.
I mean, yeah.
I would
Go
say
ahead.
so. Yeah, I would say so. I think, you know, like, kind of reading up on Dyla, a lot of people kind of were talking about how he doesn't really make that many subs, so he's very very stubborn with like his team and when to make changes. So there are definitely guys that I felt were tired. I think Edwards was one of them because he was running around a lot in the first half and he was decent, but second half, like, it kind of like started to show a bit like his age and his experience, especially. And then there were also I think also the giveaways kind of showed that there was some tired legs as well. But to Dyla's credit, I did think that he brought in the right sub for Mosquera to kind of like as a sort of like force of chaos, like go score the game winner. I was kind of surprised it wasn't Shande actually ahead of him, but now that I think about it, I think Mosquera makes sense if you're really looking for a game winner and to sort of unhinge Montreal's defense.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And maybe stretch defenses a little bit instead of maybe just keep the ball.
Yeah.
I think it's more
Because Silva, in line with
you're trying
what
to
we were
get
talking
him
about
behind
earlier, not very fast.
No.
Yeah, not incredibly fast, but yeah, you know, like good enough for a winger maybe in some leagues. But yeah, I think you know, if you're going for just outright pace, obviously, yes.
Yeah, Mosquera's
You
good.
go
All right.
with Mosquera.
All right,
But-
two things.
Yeah,
So
go.
first, Johnny Perez in the chat, he says Edwards is no bueno. Let me remind you, my guy, he is not a starter, and he is also kind of in here in a pinch. He's not exactly supposed to light the world on fire, so go easy on him. That
Right.
and also AJ, do you have any last questions or anything for Nile before we get on to our next guest?
Well, yeah. I mean, let's see.
You
What
can
are
just
you?
ask him for his final thoughts if you want.
Good. I'm trying to give you a good one here.
Wait, let him.
Let him rip. Give him the hard ones.
Journalistic question.
Let's see. So, does Latte Lath score 20 goals this season?
Oh man, this question? Oh my god.
On the spot.
Does he score 20? You know what? Yeah, I think so. I think he scores 20.
Why so? Show us your work.
I think his qualities like speed, for example, he's very easily able to get in behind defenders. I think too, his just on the ball creativity. 3, also just the way he gets into the box at the right time. The second goal, for example, that Atlanta scored, where, you know, it was Miggy kind of headed the ball and the goalkeeper kind of made a weird save, but then Latte Lath is kind of able to just pounce on it in the box. Like that doesn't just happen out of luck. You know, that good strikers, they find that space, they take advantage of it. And then also just, you know, Latte Lath has a lot of other attacking pieces around him, like Almiron, for example. I think that's going to be a very interesting relationship to watch, like how those two start to like progress with each other. And then you have Miranchuk who can spray in some good balls. And I think also Amador is somebody that, you know, he's not like available yet, but a guy that can put in some good crosses for Latte Lath. I would say that's a pretty high scoring chance as well. So he just has a lot of options, I would say, which is why I think he can score 20.
Yeah, I want to just piggyback on that second goal. I think, like, because no one is kind of really talking about it, because it's not the flashy or interesting one, but I think it is kind of interesting in that I feel like that's a goal we don't score last season. And I feel like that's the reason why we tie this game 2-2 and lose points. We drop points. So I feel like this is the mark. This is a sign of us improving in the striker quality area significantly to the point where we're making up points that in previous seasons we would have left on the table.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. Well said, boys.
Yeah.
Well, with that, now we bid you adieu. Have a great rest of your night.
Right. Yeah.
It was a pleasure, man.
GG's.
See you later.
GG's.
GG's, that's right. Where we dropping, boys. All right. Let me get our good friend Nick to hop on in next. Let's see. We'll read the chat a little bit. Edgar Hernandez says, going forward, I'm going to appreciate Brooks Lennon more. Yeah, I mean, having to rely on depth is what that is. Ingest 100 says, solid win. Saba is a reliability. He also says, edit, Saba just does not have the clutch gene. Well, I mean, he does sometimes. Against Miami, it shows up. Kyle says, latte with the yellow emotion. I love it. Yeah, I thought that was Descent, right? Is what he got that yellow for?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Which
he's a striker. Let's see. Yeah, you know. GG got a lot of yellows, so hopefully he can control the emotions maybe. But yeah, I think he'll be okay. I don't think it'll be GG levels of yellow card accumulation that he's gonna be out because of that. That's what. Anyway, Nick, welcome in.
Oh, I ran into one of you tonight.
Yeah. Great to see.
And we know which one that is. I've also ran into Drew and my doppelganger, Dick 17.
Nice.
Right. Yes.
Photos over in general chat on the Discord.
Yes.
Yeah, we got the evidence, and
Finally.
Just to clear up the record, I'm alerted for you, Mike.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. No, we'll do it. We'll definitely do it when I get out to one of the games for sure.
We did a shift change on the tailgate at 4:30, and we all the board members took a shot on the Lord at that point. And it just all went downhill from there. The tailgate. No, actually, the tailgate. Let me tell you all, the moving back to lot 17 helped the tailgate a lot.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yes. The foot traffic was.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was better. It was better than it was at 5:50.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I'm not at liberty to discuss numbers, but this is the best numbers we've done in a while on all stripes.
Yes. Exactly. It's been kind of the problem is when it shifted over Northside Drive, it was just like, why did we do that? I'm forever baffled because it's just so much more convenient. There's only one little stretch of road that's pretty much closed for like 2 minutes. So yeah, I think when whoever low key there was like some ask and discussion about which lot it should be, it's like no brainer.
I was in the thick of all that discussion in Slack channels and inside and out of Slack channels. I heard all of it, so
yeah, And that's what it is. It's that it was so good. It was so good today. Like that tailgate was vibes FC. That march. Ooh. I mean, it's just it's not only switched on. It's not only that the attack is back, the fans are back, and that's game one. Like it's Miggy, but it's also the attack, and yes, that might be a big part of it at the moment because defense suspect right now, but how did you find the match, Nick?
It was exciting. Oh my God. I hope the people in Charlotte who are watching their team right now, they're not listening to this, but maybe. We're coming for you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so you're bullish on the Charlotte game.
I believe it is 1-1 at the half. It is 1-1 at the half right now.
Yeah, but they're away against a decent team in Seattle, so I mean,
Yep.
But
there's also this. I think you're right, Nick. They might be watching because yes, they also have a fan TV there, and they try to talk a little trash early years and whatnot. They got smacked up, but now potentially we are both good. And
right, so my thoughts on the match. In all transparency, the first Latte Lath goal, my back was turned to the field because I was dealing with a flag matter. And all of a sudden I heard everyone go up and I whipped around and I saw it in a replay later on during halftime. But I did not miss the other two goals. And let me tell you, mark my words, Latte Lath is dangerous. He is dangerous for everybody
dangerous
else.
Man.
He's dangerous. I love him. He is just a feast for the eyes for a football fan. His speed is just his footwork. Goodness. He is everything he was when we watched the tape of him a couple of months ago. He is everything that we expected him to be.
Yeah. And it's that, there were a bunch of strikers that we were looking at. And this was obviously the guy that we, as a team, as fans, probably always wanted. And the fact that they were able to get it done, even after all that, it was a saga. But you can feel his excitement. Like him talking inside the stadium. I mean, there's this different energy that I think we're able to bring versus Europe a little bit, where it's almost this NFL energy. Unfortunately,
no, I mean, it is. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, like being able to talk to the fans essentially after the game. That usually doesn't happen in Europe. You don't get that interview right after the match, and you can speak right to the fans.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of interviews, Latte was doing an interview before the game started on Apple TV. Kalen Carr and everyone was talking to him and asking him some questions. I mean, the entire time, like you're talking about him being excited, he's sitting there going like, he's like, yeah, this is a great interview and all, but like, I want to play now. Let's play now. I want to play right now.
I love it. I
love this man. I do.
Yeah. It's that, like, we were wanting some, like, some swag and whatnot, right, from a striker. Like, it's not really, like, it's not that he doesn't have swag. It's just more that it's just this earnest energy.
Yeah.
And he's like, you can tell how much he likes playing. Loves playing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, that's infectious. Because Miggy, that's what he does too.
Yep.
Like, and then, so you have both of them, and they're both running just every loose ball down. Every counterattack, it's at least them. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
But
are you saying we found the the Miguel Almiron of strikers to complement our Miguel Almiron.
Oh, maybe. It's hard to beat the Miggy smile, but.
Mm-hmm. All right, let me get at some of these
Latte Lath.
comments real quick. So, Drew says, "Guess I called the score correct. Good for you. Good job." So Bryson says, "Thoughts on Derek Williams starting next game?" I'll let you guys ponder that. Yeah, I think he should too. He came on, right? Yeah, he came on this game, right?
Yeah, he came on.
Yeah, my heart perked up when the lineups came out and I saw him on the bench. I'm like, oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, that he was still healthy enough to be there. It's just that, match fitness, maybe he wasn't able to be quite at the level that he needed to be.
Yeah.
But he's a center back. Like, there's not as much running. So, this little run out should help.
Yeah. Sam R says, talking about Latte, he says, Mans has a motor. He's also patient with the ball. That he loves that. And talking about Zonde, was saying, man, he is so damn slow. The ATL guy says Latte is Vialba-like speed, probably faster than him. Bryson Cicero says, first half we dominated, I thought. And M. LaVille says Tata was slow to sub out players too. Kung Fu says defense is all we need. Onward, we have an organic offense. Yeah, I think it's getting there. I feel like they're just raw talent shown through tonight. But like once the chemistry starts to click through experience with the different players, it'll become even more organic, just easy, natural flowing. He said
Montreal's defense isn't really known to be a world beater either. Yeah. So let's just temper that.
And on top of that, let's just talk about this for a second. I completely forgot. Their goalie had a hell of a game outside of that bobble. Outside of that, like, gaff of him dropping the ball there, he made a lot of really good saves that kept Montreal in the game early when we were in that, really finding our stride, dominating the first half.
Yeah. And let's also note, the very last kick, pretty much, they struck the crossbar. Mm-hmm. So this very well could have been
a
3-3 draw. So it could have changed the entire tone, maybe at least, maybe not the entire tone. I'll walk that back, but a little bit of the tone.
I think it would color things significantly. But yeah, anyway.
Eat this statistic real quick. The XG for Montreal 2.4.
Yeah.
Our XG 1.44. They won possession 51-49, and we fucking won the game based on that raw talent that's shown through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and that's really what it is.
Impressive.
It's like when you have just a more talented attack, it can paper over a lot of cracks, especially if they're clinical. Mm-hmm. And that's really what it is. Is that Latte Lath? Yeah, it's like, okay, how many chances did he have? Look it up on there. I think probably about 4, maybe.
How many chances Latte Lath had?
Yeah, probably about 4 chances, probably. Could be wrong. That's from, looking at the game in the stands. But either way.
Right.
I have to take a second to find it. Let's see.
Either way,
he had 4 shots on target.
Here we go. Yeah. So 50% ain't bad.
No.
Ain't bad from a striker. Especially if you have 4 shots. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, how many of the other games for our strikers in years past did they not even get 2 shots off? Because they couldn't get in the box. There weren't chances generated for them. The difference is that Latte Lath, he's creating his own chances.
Mm-hmm.
Him running at defenses, like they're terrified. It's not something that I think most strikers can do.
Mm-hmm.
But
definitely.
he does it. Yeah, it makes it look effortless.
It's what he does. It's all he does.
Let me tell you, Miggy he threw his body down for a lot tonight, and I don't remember him doing that a lot in 17 and 18 when he played for us.
He's smarter now.
He's really evolved as a player, and I am impressed. I'm even more impressed with him. No joke, no kidding. You know.
Yeah, he's so secure. Yeah. Like him on the ball, it's like you almost feel like he's always making the right decision, pretty much.
Yeah. Like the fact that like when he feels pressure from a defender and he knows like, okay, if I make this move here, they will cut me down. He will go down, you know, preemptively understanding that that's what's going to happen. And the defender's just like frustrated about it. That is a seasoned veteran's move right there. You know, wily player doing that. It's not just him actually getting 100% like cut down, and then all of a sudden after 2 or 3 times of that, he's getting injured like Barco or Almada oftentimes would be. But no, he's just like, I'm not going to take like a huge hit here, but I know it's coming, and then I'll fall and sell it because I can basically force them to foul me here, which is a very wily thing. So like I was impressed watching him do that. You're right, Nick. It's not a part of his game that I saw very much before, but that is definitely something he had to adapt and learn in England to survive up there. And then he's bringing it here, and it's working. There was only one time that he went down and the ref did not give him the benefit of the doubt.
6 years in the Prem.
And it was pretty notable. Yeah, the ref got booed pretty heavily.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Let me just read 1 or 2 of these. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Read them off. We'll let Nick answer some questions.
The Kung Fu said turf-fed offense. Vamos. Eltra says Miggy, Latte, Saba, and Moranchuk. Slam. Christopher Abraham says for the first game of Slam, connection was pretty good, but we should expect more soon. Can't wait for Amador and Lennon to join back as well. And
oh yes,
yeah, the
True.
ATL guy says playing in the Prem for 6 years will definitely make you smarter. So no questions per se for Nick to answer. So do you have any for him?
I do. Yeah. I mean, there were 3 goals. Which one was your favorite?
oh man. The second goal was my favorite. That was beautiful. That was a thing of beauty, you know. And I will offer a little tidbit here that I am on tape. I don't know where they'll make the edit of Rooted in the Stripes or not. When we were putting the TIFO on the field goal netting at Loden on Thursday night, they asked all of us, what's your score predictions? And I predicted 3-0 as the final. Well, I got the 3 part right anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you diagnosed our attack correctly, but not our defense.
Right. You can't predict starts and defense, really. But
honestly, I was like, this again, you know?
Yeah. So my question to you, Nick, is do you think Ronnie Dyla rolled out the correct tactics, formation, style, you know, everything he needed to win this game effectively?
I think he did. He knows what he's doing. It's just that he didn't have everyone that should be back there on defense. Derek Williams didn't start. You know, I think that was a major component missing. I think that had Derek Williams been healthy and started back there, we might have had a little better result and more in our favor. That definitely was a big factor for me. His tactics, I think he knows his players. I think he knows what they can do, and he knows what buttons to press and what formation to use. So I have complete confidence in him. In my impression after this first match.
Yeah.
I glanced over at him at times on the sideline, and I just saw him. He was just stone cool, calculated, and watching.
Yeah, very Norwegian.
Very Norwegian.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he has poise. I could feel the poise coming off that sideline.
All right.
That's exactly what I want in a coach, you know.
Because I mean,
At
yeah,
this point,
there
go ahead.
are coaches that maybe more energetic on the sidelines, especially if a team is maybe not doing what they need to. Do you feel like he's got the capacity to maybe have to yell at his boys if he needs to?
Well, if they start sucking on the field, he'll have to. But did we?
I mean,
outside
we conceded 2 goals.
Well, maybe he wasn't
covered
happy about
replays.
that, but he sure looked like he internalized it a lot, or at least until they got into the locker room. I mean, we'll probably see in the next Rooted in the Stripes what happens.
Yeah, for sure.
So here's a question. So Saba oftentimes goes the full 90. He was subbed out tonight. Is there a reason for that? I think he. I mean, SofaScore gives him a 7.3. He's not the highest rated on the list, but I think he did decently. I mean, he's got an assist for his name tonight. But yeah, he made a lot of kind of bonehead decisions tonight. Is that perhaps why he didn't make it the full 90?
I think for me, it's because you're trying to give everybody a chance here. Everyone, on the team. It's probably as far as pieces, as far as giving them minutes, as far as them maybe deserving some time. I don't know if it was Mascara deserving some time because he was performing well in training, but he performed well in the game, so it was a good decision, I think, to sub Saba off and to give us a different look. Because it's not every single player can play every single minute. All the players do at least need to get some time, and I mean, it's when you have these pieces on the bench as well, you want to keep them sharp. So
I honestly thought that substitution might look more like Mascara coming in for Almiron, even though Almiron came out much later in the game than I thought he would. I thought he'd come out earlier, and maybe Mascara would come in for him. Because don't want to exactly overextend your new shiny DP winger. And Saba, we know he's capable of running for eternity. So I thought, that might be, but yeah, so maybe if there's nothing else to it, there's nothing else to it.
Fresh legs, fresh attack. That's my take on it.
Yeah, there's a bit of that, and it's also well, Miggy had a better game.
He's a difference maker
Saba,
as well.
Yeah, it's like as far as let's be real, Miggy's a better player than Saba.
Yeah.
So you're gonna take off a player that isn't as secure and hasn't had as good of a game. So I think it made sense.
Yeah.
But what do you think? What do you think Saba is internalizing with himself on being pulled out of the game? And where does he go next week in Charlotte? What's his mentality?
I think it motivates him. I think he realizes if he's gonna want to play the full 90, which he has been in years past, well then he's gonna have to make some better decisions, be a little bit more secure on the ball, and at times probably maybe track back a little bit more possibly, or also just be that little nth degree just a little bit more accurate with his passes.
Yeah. It's just weird for me because I'm like, if you're gonna keep someone on to try and make a difference, I mean, I would probably keep Saba on versus Edwin. But hey, Edwin is starting to turn things around in terms of like what he's known as what he can do in a pinch. Like before it was, Edwin would come in and make like a couple of montage reels of how like ridiculous he looks about things. But then all of a sudden, now he's starting to do really well when he's coming in. He's scoring some really decisive goals for us. So it's I guess maybe an evolution. It's become that, right? So it's become that, and good for him. I'm here for it because a lot of people really want to see him do well, I've noticed.
Well, I'm going to be on the bus with the Gulch to Charlotte next weekend. So I'm going to be at the match. Just so y'all
Rep
know.
us strong. We know you will. And
I'm going
bring
into
the
enemy
noise.
territory. This is my first road match since DC United Audi Field 2018.
Woo!
Wow.
Tell you how long it's been since I've been to a road match.
Did we lose that game? We lost that game, didn't we?
3-0.
Yeah,
Our
we're,
defense had Swiss
DC
cheese
was
holes in them.
always getting our number during those years.
Yeah.
All right.
But I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
Yeah, man. Definitely bring the noise. Yeah, that atmosphere should be electric as well. Charlotte, pretty decent with their atmosphere, but I think we can outclass them. We can be louder than them.
We seem to always beat them in their house, and they seem to always beat us in our house. So maybe we'll beat them there.
Yes. So
Are you kidding me? Wait a second. Jordan Morris has a brace. Seattle's up 2-1.
Ooh, hello.
Jordan Morris.
If we can,
All right.
Yeah. He's on a resurgence, Jordan Morris. But
this game is a factor into the game next week.
It is. It absolutely is. Yeah.
It is. They will have to win this, but if they lose this match, they will have to win against us. But if we can put them in a 2-0 kind of,
the most dangerous
2 losses to start the season.
A 2-0 hole or deficit right off the bat.
That's what I mean. But anyway, Nick, final thoughts.
It was so electric in there tonight. It was just so great. I am on board this train to the end. I was going to be anyway, but I am here for this team. It is just about everything I expected it to be. The hype was great. The atmosphere is great. The fans are great. And I love each and every one of the 17s right along with me. We had fun tonight. We had lots and lots of fun tonight. And the floor in the supporter section was very sticky by the end of the night. From all the beer showers.
Exactly. The only thing I hold umbrage is that you said that there's an end to this train. Non-stop, baby.
Non-stop, yeah. Yeah, true. It's the never-ending story. Let's put it that way.
5 stripes.
Yes.
Don't stop.
All right. Anyway, thank you, Nick. Have a wonderful night,
you guys.
Pleasure as always.
I'll hope I can hop on the post-show stream post-match stream next week on the bus, hopefully.
Sounds good. We're looking forward to it.
I know that's been done before. I shall carry on the tradition.
Yes,
it has.
All right. We won't even care if it's loud. Do it.
Yeah, 100%. Sounds good.
All right.
Talk to you later,
Good night,
buddy.
gentlemen. Thank you all very much. Vamos ATL.
Hey.
All right, so let's moving right along. Getting up to midnight. Sorry, guys. It's the first game of the season. We're going to be a little bit longer tonight. With two more guests.
We'll time manage a little bit better here.
Yeah, we'll try to do a little bit of that. Do a little bit of time management.
Yeah.
Oh, there we are. There we are.
Hey.
I need to fix that. So it says. Now that's Jack, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I remembered. Let me update your little nameplate there for you. All right. So, Jack, how are you doing? How are you feeling? How did the game hit you?
Doing good. The game was pretty good. Very loud in there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Very excited about what the attack could be. That it's there. You see the potential. It's definitely there.
Absolutely. What did you think of the defense?
Well, I think the only good thing about that is that for those guys, they're not starting for us.
Mm-hmm.
3 of them are not starting, right? Derek Williams takes Abraham's spot. Amador takes Hernandez's spot. And Lennon, whenever he gets back, takes Matthew's spot. So I think in the end, we'll be just fine defensively. Our attack may end up being our best defense, and yeah, we'll see.
I agree with that. Our attack is probably going to be our best defense until we can get the defense up and running. That's going to be the way I think we get points out of the coming games.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be because we're defensively secure, but it kind of to probably Brad Guzan's chagrin as well, because he was doing so well at the end of last season, stopping so many shots and whatnot.
He had a point blank stop tonight, which was amazing. He had a really good one.
Yeah, he had that one, and then the free kick that he was able to read pretty well to punch it away.
Yeah, the Pierce shot that went through the wall.
Yeah, which was pretty much like through Miggy.
It was. It glanced him.
Yeah, and so for him to be able to still be sharp, especially start of the season, that's a good sign.
He saved all the ones he was supposed to save.
Right.
Yeah.
But there is that. It's, is Brad Guzan as excited as we all are? I think, there's definitely probably that energy. It's like rejuvenated at his age, because he knows that it's a good team, and man, he's the lone player. He's the lone player that has experienced the entirety.
Yeah.
Kind of nuts. But yeah, Jack, there were 3 goals. Which one was your favorite?
I'm gonna have to knock out one because I was in the bathroom for it, which was the last one, which is unfortunate. But I think the first one. I think the first one was my favorite, because I hadn't seen a goal like that in quite some time. Like, Gigi couldn't do that. Like, that was a Joseph-esque goal, getting up to those heights, like a salmon.
That's right.
Yeah.
Cleaning the cobwebs up there.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna stick.
It's like
We're gonna make
the movie.
Make it stick.
Yeah, the other guys is like, it's gonna catch. It's gonna catch.
Yeah.
Face back. It's gonna catch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, go on.
It was just Joseph-esque. I mean, how fortunate are we to have Latte Lath, man? Like, by no means should he be in MLS, but he is. Like, that's a Premier League level player to me. I mean, that's speed, even in the top levels of the game, you barely ever see. I mean, he moves.
Yeah, with control too. It's not just like a Jurgen Damm, like, I'm just gonna run fast and not do anything with it. Like, he has control and precision with it, which makes him lethal.
Yeah, there's moments where when he's pressing, he expects to put them off. He expects to maybe get the ball, because he was getting upset. I watched him get upset because he pressed a center back and didn't get the ball. There's like other players, they're pressing because they're like, okay, I'll just be in their area and at least control where they're going to pass the ball. Like, he expected to get the ball. Like, it's that our press is so pacey that it's not even coordinated yet, but you can tell it's already putting people under some major duress. Like, the goalkeeper had to just punt it long, because it was basically just like, oh well. Yeah, it's like they're converging on me. Yeah. In the box.
In the first half, they were having a lot of trouble dealing with our press, and that was great to see. Man, that was great to see. It was like it's not quite as scrumptious as I saw today with Houston versus Dallas, where a center back tried to pass the ball back to the goalie and it just didn't work out, and a Dallas attacker just picked it up and went and scored right on goal instantly. That was wow. But like, I could see Latte doing something like that. Like when that's the thing when I was talking about with the second goal, like these are the opportunities where perhaps in the past we didn't have the personnel to jump on them to convert those into goals. Now we do. Latte's that kind of guy. He can find those, like, oh, they made a mistake, I'm going to punish them now. Versus before, when the other teams make mistakes, they were like, we can kind of get away with it here and there because Atlanta's not super clinical.
Yeah. I think that goes to like the level of play of which these guys were playing at, right? At their previous clubs, like Latte Lath in the championship. Miguel, I'm around 6 years in the Premier League. Like, these guys are used to playing at a certain level, and they're gonna bring that speed and that intensity. And I think that's gonna be really, really good for us and disrupting the other team's build up, or even protecting ourselves on the counter, being able to stop that at that end of the field.
Yeah. I mean, not only just speed, like physical speed, I was thinking mental speed. Like the mental speed of like Miguel and Latte's thinking. Like, I saw like 3 back heels tonight that my brain was like, took a second to process it. Like, so our guys got to be on that next level to read that and to be ready for it. Because that's, you know, I've always said this about back heels in MLS. It breaks the other team when you do it. So if it, you know, if that like threw me, that's going to throw defenders, you know, because I have the advantage of watching on a TV, defender not necessarily. So like, man, like that, yeah, that's something I want to see a lot more of, and we're hopefully going to see a lot more of it when that kind of connection. Man, it reminds me a little bit of like when Joseph and Pizzi would do a little bit of that when they were like fresh, and it was like, oh, they have that like extra gear they can tap into, and I feel like these guys, Latte and Miguel, they have that gear.
I mean, it truly is. It's the speed of thought is incredible, at least in this match so far. We hope, obviously, that the rest of the attack can start piecing it together as well. I think there was maybe at least a couple moments that Moranchuk and Miggy connected that way as well. There is that worry. Are they going to occupy the same spaces a little too much? I mean, Jack, what do you think? I see you pondering.
Yeah, I think it's possible that it could happen. But I feel like Miguel is going to be given kind of the green light here to just kind of float wherever he needs to go. And Miranchuk might end up being more of a deep line kind of playmaker there, kind of just get out of his way. But I think in general, that's just going to have to be something everybody's going to have to get used to. You saw a little bit with Saba, and it kind of got clogged up over there on the left side. And it's just going to have to come with time and these guys playing with each other and gelling. So.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it seems like, there's already some delineated roles a little bit as well in terms of the corners. And, we're in swinging. That's good. That's how you cause the chaos in the box, for sure. I'm curious, who takes the penalties? Because it was Moranchuk, but now you got, a couple guys that probably are wanting to take them as well. Obviously, Joseph, when he was here, took him over Miggy, but Miggy was probably second in line. I don't know. I mean, Latte Lath probably will want to take them. Obviously, it will take whoever does the best in training and is anointed, as I suppose, the penalty taker. But what do you think?
I I mean,
It's a tough question.
yeah, it's. I think if I'm gonna go out on a limb, I think you gotta give it to Latte. I mean, if he's gonna be your striker, your primary goal scorer, feed him. Just feed him, right?
Yeah, I agree. I want to get him in Golden Boot race discussions with the other guys in the league. That's what I want to see. So yeah, give him all the opportunities.
He's off to a good start. A good start.
Exactly. Yeah, you feed him, he's gonna be more confident. Yeah, I mean, he's already saying that stuff like this. It's like, it's my job. That next week I'm gonna be even better, like because he's gonna be able to be in shape. Like, this is him not in shape. Okay, all right.
Next.
That's
the
got another
killer. That's
level.
the killer mindset. Yeah, that's that killer mindset. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, exactly. That's right, Jack. That's what I'm saying for like forever. I'm like, we need killers on this team, and we absolutely have one now.
Yeah, and he wants to win trophies with Atl Utd. Oh, yep. Like, it's not. It doesn't sound like lip service either.
No,
like, it sounds like he truly wants to win trophies, and he knows with the project that's here, like, it's gonna be possible.
We have a win now mentality as well. I'm sure that was impressed upon him when he came here from Garth and everyone. Like, we need to like at least be competing for trophies now. All right, Jack, how about your final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I can't wait for mid-season form with this team and when everybody gets back and seeing just how we progress. I mean, if anything, if tonight is anything to go off of, this could be real fun.
Yeah, we're in for a lot of fun this season, I think. Hopefully, if everything goes well. All right, Jack. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, staying up late, probably past all of our bedtimes, but we still have one more guest to get to, so we will let you go, and we will talk to you maybe next time for maybe another win.
I hope so.
Yeah. Thanks so much. Pleasure, man.
Take care, bud. All right, let's get our last guest in tonight. And change. So anyway, guys, get your questions in the chat. AJ and I and our next guest, Connor, will be able to talk about them as our last things we do here tonight. And then we will finish up and then see you guys on the next episode. But before we do that, I have a bunch of comments to get to. So thanks for your input, everybody. Love hanging out with you guys tonight. Really glad we can get like a full house going again. It's great. Cheer Wine Guy says, shout out to the supporter section being full. Jack says, I'd like to see Chung Kui in for Edwards. I was impressed by him in preseason. Yeah, I agree. Maximus says, salute, victory. We were very aggressive. Great first start. Gavin Marshall says, hey guys, would be on if I could, but I thought the attack was very good. Latte Lath is dangerous and fast. He's already on track for the Golden Boot, and if it wasn't for him, we probably would have lost. That, and then keep reading. Okay, so he also says, a lot closer than I thought it would have been, but it's week 1, and that's normal. Week 1 won't be week 25, and we will get better as the season goes on. We also... was also great to see Miggy back. He had a great game back. NF Enzo says, our passes looked rough. Yeah, and sometimes, especially in the second half, we were getting cut up a bit in the midfield. Maximus said, do not buy into the subbing too much. Team will gel down the line. Gotta work on tempo. Kung Fu says, we are back. Cheer Wine Guy says, Almiron's dribbling through traffic was amazing. Yeah, I feel like it's been a while since we saw that done effectively. Maverick and his cuisine. Okay, go for it.
Let's stay on Miggy. Yeah, dribbling through traffic. It's not even that he's like in previous years, obviously he was here, it was more like, okay, yeah, just give him the ball in space and he just run for days. Like now he is able to do that, what we saw tonight, and then burst past those guys after he creates that space. Like it's just
Yeah.
Like it's not even like it. This is like way too big, obviously, but it's Messi-esque. Like it honestly is. And he obviously, I think he is our Messi a little bit to a degree. Like
guy who unlocks a
everyone,
defense.
Yeah, and everyone's there to see him.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's that. It's like there were 68,000 people there tonight, apparently.
Yeah.
But it was way more believable.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's like they're all going to be billing these games like Almiron versus Messi when we go up against them, and it's I just feel like in Messi's mind he's like, oh, this guy again. Oh yeah, I know him.
Right.
I know him from Paraguay. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I played against him. So
right.
It's Newcastle guy over here. Oh my god.
Anyway, so Connor, welcome in. How you doing?
Howdy.
How'd you feel about the game? Tell us about it. Take us through where you're at with the team, and maybe even what we should expect for next game.
Overall pretty happy. I think I'm a bit pessimistic just by nature. It's just kind of who I am though. But I think I just there's a few things.
Wait, who's your Prem team again?
I'm a Tottenham fan.
Yeah, that's why you're pessimistic by nature.
Damn.
Yeah, I see something
clock
nice
that
has to get destroyed. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
I think, back to the let's get off that topic. Hey, 3 in a row.
That's true.
What can I say?
Yeah.
But yeah, back to the Atlanta United game where it was pretty nice. I thought the first goal was an own goal. Whenever my celebration would have been so much better if I would have actually realized it was. I thought it was just like a really mediocre own goal because from my angle, like I'm like on the complete opposite side, and it looked like an own goal, and I was like, great goal, but not exactly. Wasn't exactly a beauty. And then I got the replay, and I was like, this is something I haven't. This is like having a striker who's not 6'2" and can actually head the ball. That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's the one. He's the one guy out of like the whole entire bunch where I'm like, I really didn't see much that like I was like, he's a modern forward, and we haven't had that since like even Joseph. Like Joseph wasn't complete. Like he wasn't completely this. At least not from what I think. I think they're very similar.
Mm-hmm.
They're very similar. There's a lot of similarities, but I think like we're like Gigi was a good forward. Now we're at like this next level of guy. I think finishing wise, we'll see what that becomes. But I think overall play wise, significantly better. So I'm really happy on that front. But overall directness of the game, I was really like, it was something that was nice to see. I think we were almost at some points too direct whenever you're playing like a Montreal. I was like, a little bit of control here and there might not have been the worst thing in the world, but first game as well, not really too worried. I think you see probably full fit defense. We probably control games a bit better and a bit more. I also think we were kind of trying it. I think one of the big things that I saw tonight was we were really trying to make a statement coming out. We were trying to make something where we almost like maybe at a different point in the season, we might take a 2-1 and we kind of see it out more. I think that might be a possibility of maybe a smarter play in the end, but especially we were there for like 35 minutes. After in the second half, we were kind of getting we were on the tilts, but
we were batting down the hatches.
their XG's stats kind of weird because their second goal where it was a tap in it makes up like half their XG. So I mean,
Exactly. That's what it is.
Like, it's
such a it's such a clear-cut chance for them.
Yeah.
So that's where I felt there was a little bit of umbrage, I think, for me as well. Yes, but there were the closing moments when essentially Cobb was brought on, and we didn't have a recognized striker, and so really our only outlet was Mosquera. So, as far as Dyla's subbing and his impact on the game, like what did you think?
It's pretty. I think first half it went really. I think his decision everything went really well because I kind of think they didn't see that coming. Our directness and how much we were going to play in behind. I think you saw that like from the get-go. A lot of times Latte was getting in behind on the defense, and it wasn't something that they were prepared for. But coming out in the second half, I think they really adjusted to that, and I think their press adjusted as well. They brought on who did they bring? They removed what was his name, Paku. And then they brought on, and it just kind of their defense and their offense became more together, so they weren't as exposed. Essentially, is what I'm trying to get at. So I think that was a bit something that was probably more on their side than our side. But subs wise, I was okay. I think everyone kind of made sense. I probably would have brought in Jay a little bit earlier because I think Click was kind of, once we were kind of getting in a back and forth match, you kind of saw he was tiring out, and it was just kind of. I think Fortune's probably better in a back and forth match than I would have brought him on earlier, but I mean, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Overall, I think maybe you got to get off the field a bit earlier. I think that new rules, different things, but everyone was like boo, and I was just like, I mean, it's just the rules now. As long as it goes both ways, I don't really care, but.
How did you think we dealt with their low block? Do you think that we did a good job trying to unlock that? Do you think we'll struggle against similar low blocks when we're at home?
I think 3 at the back low block will probably struggle a bit more than I think honestly we may struggle more than we did in this match because I think they'll sit actually like as a whole entire team. I think certain other teams may actually sit deeper, like. Especially in the first half, Montreal was kind of their attackers and their midfield, like their whole entire 3 different steps were a bit like out of line. They weren't together almost. So there was a lot of room in behind it, which I don't think like if you're low blocking, that doesn't really make any sense. So it was just it was an interesting thing that was happening in the first half that I thought that we overcame it and we got chances out of that. And in the second half, they kind of made the change and we got less opportunities. But one of the really nice things that I did think is we put all of our chances that we did get on target, which is something that we just have not seen in forever. I think we had like 4 XG on target, which is like from 1 point whatever we had, like 1.2 or something. It's fantastic. I mean, that's great, which I think is really good. But
yeah, I can only remember one that was like Saba. That was that karate kick that was completely off target. But that was one of the rare times. Like there was Leash's rocket that was blocked, which I was really disappointed. Really wish that would have went in. That would have been amazing.
Like overall though, like I think it'll be similar things with low blocks that like, especially if it's a team that's just gonna concede possession to us. I think it'll probably be a bit more of like relying on single individual moments, which I mean, it's kind of what always has to happen in a low block when you're playing against it. But I have more faith in our attackers now. Like I think Miggy can really unlock a defense, whereas I don't think we had that really last season. Even with Almada was fantastic and he could do amazing things, but he wasn't as athletic and he wasn't as able to. I think that's one thing in our attack now that we haven't seen in a while is we have athletes. We have guys that are all athletically gifted beyond I mean kind of words. Like they're all of them. I mean Moranchuk's the only one where it's like this guy is fantastic with his feet, but I mean he has his shortcomings in certain areas. But like I mean I think overall, I think we have a much better chance of breaking them down now than we did. But
yeah, yeah, Moranchuk being able to pick apart a team from distance, I think, is a great piece to have when you're looking at a low block. So that's really good. And like we were talking earlier, the mental acuity and speed that like Latte and Miguel are accustomed to playing in Europe really affords them the ability to pick apart a defense that, like you said before, we didn't really have a lot of. And on top of that, your point about athleticism, like I said earlier, it's amazing what will do to a team when you have guys who can run really fast in a game that really demands that you run really fast.
100%, yep.
Yeah, it's that, and plus, yeah, I mean, the bends, obviously, there's just more space, and that space allows us to be able to, I wouldn't say maybe run riot, but, we just always, every single time, like I mentioned at the top of the show, like any sort of loose ball or any sort of like counterattack opportunity, it's amazing stuff. Like that's that 2017 2018 type of attack that just gets people excited. And yeah, more of that.
Yeah, let me get through some of these comments. Maverina's Cuisine says, we are so bleeping back. Great to be back, Fan TV. I'm already loving this new looking team. It's amazing what a collective Premier League talent will do to offensive efficiency. I can't stay online too long, so I'll probably miss your response. Yeah, you definitely did. Sorry about that. I'll keep it simple. Rising tides are raising all ships. The team will meet the standards that the Latte, Miggy, Moranchuk, Saba attack will establish. And let Latte take all the PKs and free kicks within 20 yards. Miggy and Moranchuk can split everything else. He also says, also you guys in the supporters section were beautiful. Love the energy. Good night. Bless Montreal's hearts. Always great hearing from Avery.
Love it.
Okay, so let's see. Yeah, Nick in the ATL also says, Latte, he was swagger. Watch out, MLS. Gavin also says, Latte should be taking PKs, especially if he wants to win the Golden Boot, but maybe Miggy should take it if he's fouled. Okay. Let's see.
I don't know if am I weird for this? I'm like, I want the person that has like the best technique in my mind taking it. I'm like, I want Moranchuk taking it. I think he's the best at striking a ball out of all three of them.
Do we know that? Is that known information?
I think like I'm between two people. It's either Latte or Moranchuk for me. So I think Latte, I think he just strikes the ball really well anyway, and I think he'll just decide his place and take it and just put it there. But I think Moranchuk's the best out of three at striking the ball. Personally, it's just my opinion.
Okay,
that's fair. I mean, the technique is probably the best with Moranchuk, and that's probably why he took it, or he was taking him. But it is every single time he took him, it was more finessed, not a smash into
a
the
laser.
roof.
Yeah,
right. But yeah, no, I'm definitely curious because the ball striking on Latte Lath is very good. So yeah, it comes down to how cool are you in front of goal when everything's down to you. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, Moranchuk has shown it. We'll see about ELL.
Yeah. All right, a few more. Fernandino Ronaldo says Latte has the fastest speed as a striker, more than Joseph and Giacomakis combined, plus great control of the ball. Maximus says Almiron has an opportunity to be better than Messi this year in MLS. It's his league with this colossal top-notch MLS club, our ATL United. Also, we have the best opening day in MLS. Facts, Connor. They are agreeing with what you're saying, Connor. Jeffrey Barber says the goal by Edwin was fantastic. Dyla did a great job today. And what do you all think of Charlotte FC versus Atlanta United in Charlotte next Saturday? So he kind of went over that a little bit, but I personally am a little weary in that our defensive prospects from this game are not great. So I presume we will probably be leaky in the back, and so we're gonna have to score a lot. I don't know how good Charlotte's defense is. It doesn't seem like it's amazing, considering Seattle has at least hung 2 on. Now it's 3, so they've hung 3 on them. So I'm not thinking that they're going to be able to keep us out of goal, which is a good thing. So I think it's going to be a big, like, a heavyweight slugfest where both sides are going to be landing a lot of haymakers. It'll be entertaining, and I hope we score a lot and to rival what they put out because of their high firepower that they're toting. So hopefully they just don't show up for whatever reason, like mentally or whatever. Seattle just kind of takes them out of it, maybe. I don't know, but yeah, I'm a little weary about it, but I'm still optimistic based on our attack. Like, if the other team, this happened to Atlanta when we had good attack too, with Yakamagasan and Almada, we were putting out a decent clip. There were some games where we just didn't show up. We didn't score anything, and the other team just had to put one away, and then they walked away as the winners. And it was like, well, it just wasn't our day. Hopefully, maybe that if Charlotte is as good as people are suspecting they might be with Zaha and the other pieces, hopefully they just don't have a great day, and we can nick one from them and really frustrate them and keep the tradition going of beating them in their house.
Hopefully so. I'm going to reserve my thoughts for 5 Sharp Weekly, but Connor.
I think it's going to be an interesting game. I think we'll get to see what we're like against the low block. As 4-2-3-1 low block for them, I assume they're going to be like they pretty much always are, because Dean Smith does that, whatever you want to call that.
And that's what's interesting, is that they're supposed to be defensively stout a little bit, and well,
yeah, Seattle saw to that.
It's like their signing. I don't really understand their signings. They're a defensive first team, and then they signed Zaha. Like, Zaha's not a. You want a guy that can
the
work
goals
for
gotta come from somewhere, right?
Exactly. Yeah, they have to have an attack. And, yeah, ultimately.
I don't know. It's like you want to build a cohesive team, and then you just you add in a piece that I'm just like, I don't really understand where this fits. I don't get it. But
well, it's that. It's it's a team that essentially they need some sort of way to be able to smash and grab if they're gonna kind of play that way. But ultimately, hey, like if it's a team that's is gonna struggle to score, great.
Yeah.
Great. But I don't think that's really gonna be the case. They really bolstered that attack. It's gonna be probably.
I mean, even defensive-minded Nashville had Hani Mukhtar, so
right.
They have their guy.
Yeah, exactly. You need a weapon. You need a talisman.
I don't know. I think they're going to be one of those teams where they're going to be really, really great attacking wise against these lower end teams. Whenever they play a better team, I just think there's going to be it'll have to be 1-0 wins. That's just how I see it personally.
I hope you're right.
Dean Smith.
Well, I hope you're right, because that means like we're a good team, and then they kind of just aren't able to beat us, and we nick some points from them. So hopefully,
I'm gonna be interested to see how we decide to play them. If we're gonna really try to dominate the game, I think that's gonna be interesting.
I think
they're gonna try it. I think they're literally gonna try and just give us the ball every single moment. Like, I just think that's how they're gonna play. I don't know.
I'm curious if anyone watched tonight's game against Seattle. I mean, they're away, so I would suspect they're gonna play hyper defensive, but I would be curious.
42% possession, 0.5 xG right now. I mean,
yeah, that sounds very defensive minded.
They also don't have Zaha tonight, though. He's having a kid, I think. That's what I saw. So
yeah.
But,
well,
so
I mean, I doubt they stay in their shell for a lot of the game at home.
It's all about counterattacks, and I think one of the things that we will do is we will give up high XG chances just based on how we decide to play. I mean, you kind of saw it tonight. I think if you if you put a winger on Stian, that's better. I think he has a yellow card and probably gets turned a couple more times, which I think might be an issue going forward. I think that might be something to look out for. I was like, there were a number of times where I was like, if you literally put a competent winger, if you put
Stian
DP
did
winger on
not,
him,
unless Sofa scores lying to me. Stian did not get a yellow tonight.
No, he didn't get it. He didn't get a yellow, but he was close. He was
Okay.
real like he was just kind of having one of those battles where
with Prince.
with Prince and I think he was like one of those one where it's like you get turned one more time and you kind of bring him down in that one, like not super cynical, but you're kind of like before he fully gets going and you're just kind of
He started the game like I pointed out earlier in the episode. He threw Prince to the ground like real aggressively. It was like some martial arts stuff, and I was like, oh boy, this might set a bad precedent. But you know what? It ended up working out, but it did obviously piss off Prince because after he scored, I remember Prince looked at Stian and some of our other players and was like, "Yeah, you think you can bully me around?" Like he was trying to be a tough guy or whatever. So
playing for Montreal.
So did Charlotte win tonight? No, they apparently got stomped.
Ooh.
So that's good for us. But then again, like Connor said, they didn't have Zaha, so that is something to keep in mind.
They're tied. They're tied right now.
Oh, they came back? Oh,
That's
shit.
Sofa score says 2-2.
Oh boy!
I thought you said they scored 3.
No, it's 2-2.
Oh, okay. So never mind.
Put it in my. Let's see. Let's take a look at FootMod. Let's do our due diligence. Let's go check everywhere.
Due diligence. That's right. We got a cross reference.
2-2.
Yeah,
Ooh,
2-2.
Real Salt Lake getting. Ooh, San Jose putting up 4 on Real Salt Lake. Ooh.
Oh yeah. Well, that new attack, obviously.
Oh, was it Jose Martinez? Was it? No, it wasn't. He did not score.
No,
It was Ricketts. It was Ricketts. Ricketts.
Anyway. But yeah, Connor, final thoughts.
I'm excited. I'm ready. I wish we played Wednesday. I wish we played every day. That'd be great.
That'd be impossible, obviously. Yeah. And our team would burn out.
Yeah.
Yeah, 16. Yeah.
The Players Association might have a word with you.
Yeah.
No water breaks.
No water breaks. That's right.
Just Man City times 5. Yeah.
There we go.
Do that. Perfect.
I'm
Totally.
excited. Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, who needs breaks? What is this?
Who needs laws?
Yeah.
Exactly. What are we doing?
As someone who sits here and just watches the game, I want more of them.
Man. Oh, I did have one question for y'all. Y'all seen the new MLS rule where only the one person's allowed to talk to the ref, right?
Yep.
I saw something about that. Are we just not gonna enforce it like usual, or what are we doing?
It's the captain,
I understand it. Yeah. Like I understand it, but I see I understand having some digression and it's like give them some adjustment and everything, but I'm like, I don't know. I've seen multiple games tonight, not only ours, but I've seen multiple games where I was like, that's honestly almost a yellow without this rule.
Yeah. I mean, there was that free kick that Pierce was about to take at one point, and there was 4 guys around the ref all kind of touching him and stuff, and the ref's like, what are you guys doing? So I was like, oh, that's not the rule.
And it's like I understand if they're not really if they're at I understand if it's calm and everything, and I kind of understand that, but I've seen multiple tonight where I was like, that's you're getting you're almost a yellow and regular, and then you're adding this, and I'm like,
that's
we're just not even enforcing it.
How do you but that's the thing, how do you enforce it when
you can't.
Yeah, exactly, because the instant an event happens, 4 guys are already in your face. You get all 4 of them instantly or yellow cards, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, okay, I guess that's the precedent from now on, so only the captain comes and talks to me. But I mean, in a heated moment, most players are just not going to do that.
Yeah, and that's why you have the fining for a mass confrontation. So, it's if they are more stringent on that'd make more sense. So then, yes, teams won't be able to do it because what do? Do you give 4 people a yellow?
Yeah.
No.
That'll literally like break the game
Just-
right off the bat, especially if it's like minute 10.
I think this goes back all the way to every other year where they just don't ever deal with it, and it's just like then you try and make a new rule to solve this, and then you can't enforce it. And I'm like, there's a simple solution here.
I mean,
Beforehand,
maybe.
before we even get
Here's one way they could do it. They could retroactively enforce it by finding the players that commit those crimes later on.
Hey,
Could do that instead of like in the moment trying to police it, because that's just never going to work.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, that makes way more sense, and yeah, it's reminding me of the time wasting thing with ball, the ball being for a free kick, for a dead ball in the Premier League. It's that whole thing where it basically was only enforced early on, and then not enforced when it really should have been for different matches. And so it seemed like it was more biased in certain areas.
It's got to be consistent.
Now, yeah. And I think
you
anybody
don't like 60-second goal kicks? You don't like those?
yeah,
Those
I
aren't
know,
your
right?
favorite? I swear.
But that's a whole different thing. But
Yeah.
I think we needed that probably tonight because Braguzan, he pulled out all the old Aston Villa Middlesbrough tricks that he.
Are we doing the like normal, like are we doing the where it actually all the time adds up now in MLS? Is that because I saw we had +10,
Yeah,
Inter Miami had +10, somebody else had like +11. Are we just doing that now?
I guess
I think
so.
we
It
need
seems
to.
like it is really going to put these players out.
I'm just like I
It will
think
add up.
it's yet again like just make them take like a goalkeeper doesn't have to sit there for 30 seconds telling his defender to move. Like I understand it's game flow, but like keeping it moving early on stops this. Like I tonight Montreal, like their goalkeeper was taking 30 seconds for a goal kick in the 14th minute. Like
Yeah.
you don't this time like adding up an extra 10 minutes gets alleviated if you just stop that from happening.
Yeah. Because it
Yeah,
should just be the ref going, okay, that's time, blow the whistle, start the play. Because you've seen some goalkeepers just not be ready in time and then get scored on because they didn't finish setting up their stuff in time, like a certain Rocco Rios Novos at one point.
Yeah. But anyway, Connor, thank you so much.
Yes.
And
Thank you.
pleasure as always.
Mm-hmm.
Good rest of your night, man.
See you guys.
Take care, bud.
See you.
All
Cool.
right.
I guess it's not leave.
Here, I'll help you out. Hold on.
Yeah, it's frozen, isn't it? Yeah.
I'll help you out. I have the power. All right. So, any more comments in the chat before we get out of here? It is almost 1 a.m. We're doing a
45. Oh
long
my
one.
God.
Long one for the
Holy
first
crap.
game of the season.
Right. I was wondering why I was fading. I was like, man. Woo! Starting to yawn. Anyway, let's cut it. Let's cut it now.
Yeah, there
'Cause-
is no more questions in the chat, so we will catch you guys on the next live show. If you would like to be part of this, come on, give your opinions and do a call in for a fan cam. Just let us know. Join the Discord. Be part of what we do, and we'd love to hear your opinions about the matches that we're all enjoying together. So yeah, join in and be part of it all. That's it basically for us. We'll see you for the next match. AJ, do you want to sign us out?
Let's do it. So yes, remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. That's Michael. I'm AJ. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you in the next video.